haven't got a menu, got stew and ale.
Oops.
Start by everyone rolling a d20 as
we tied.
your question to think about. Who is a person your character idolizes or admires, and how has that person had an impact on your character's life? But what happened last time was you solved the big puzzle to get inside. You didn't need too many hints, and you figured out that both the plaque and the gods had something to do with a name. The name of a person that essentially erected this temple and honored the god Nerul. The plaque of them can be was on the door to the temple where the puzzle was. So it was the person surrounded by Yuan-Ti people praising a deity of skeletal origin, and it had a cryptic message in Celestial above it. But you managed to get inside with the name Sirak, and you immediately, as soon as the door opened, felt a wave of dread wash over you, as everyone rolled really well on their wisdom checks. But you persevered and pushed inside, letting your 2 bag of tricks animals enter first to check for traps. The canaries died very fast as they triggered something inside. You found that there were some plate traps that they stepped on, and darts punctured them and killed them. But after you disarmed them, you went further inside and found a face of a devil with a mouth full of darkness. You quickly dispelled the darkness, and a shadowy creature emerged, attacking but then fleeing after it realized that it was no match to defend this place. It went to the east side, which a couple of you went over there and checked it out. There's a walkway around a very, very large pit into darkness, but decided to first check out the west side over the grate of water below. Found a crystal window in the wall. After Ashe attempted to mold the stone, you realize that the stone molded onto her hand, which was slowly making its way up her arm. Quick thinking by Loki and Kuhn managed to destroy the crystal window, stopping the progress of the crystal up Ashe's arm. And in order to try and get out of this small crystal entrapment, Ashe attempted to use her elven ancestry to teleport out, but instead it felt like a bit of her was ripping out of her very soul, and a shadowy dog appeared to the east. Very quickly you managed to dispatch it, but Ashe was still caught in the crystal. Very carefully you did manage to shatter it off of her arm without injuring her too bad. And you entered the room that you were attempting to get inside of. This room had several thrones around the corridors, alcoves, and these thrones had skeletons on sitting atop them, wearing these very strange masks made out of brass. There was also 2 large cobra-like statues on the west side, and a tomb of someone in the center of the room on a dais. You checked for traps. It didn't seem trapped, but you figured that the creatures would awaken as soon as the tomb was opened. And you were partially correct. You opened it, and there was a ring. You thought, I want that, and you picked up the ring after getting ready, and the skeletal creatures attacked. But they were no match for you. You took it down each one at a time. Unfortunately, when you did, each one had a sort of a dead ringer ring out, and the closest people to them suffered a little bit of damage. But now, all 6 of these skeletal creatures have been defeated. Their masks on the floor in front of their thrones, except for one that got decapitated. And you are now in possession of a ring. You aren't sure what it does yet, but it looks important.
I did put the ring on, just to clarify.
Yes, you did. But you aren't. Did I hint at what it does? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I don't recall.
Okay. When you slip it on, you feel as if you attune to it, you might become a little bit more hardy. Take harder to hit, I guess. But yeah, you are now in this tomb. You healed up just a little bit, and Aja still has her protection from evil and good spell cast on her. Ponderance and Cahoon have warding bond to share some damage between the two of them. And we'll get to the questions. So, first off, Cahoon, is there a person that your character idolizes or admires, and how does that person have an impact on your character's life?
Not really anyone that he idolizes in particular, but does most of the elders of the group are people that he would look for inspiration or example from his small town type ish setup.
Have those characters have an impact on your...
Mainly just teaching him independence and to be mainly independence, but also that caringness for other people. It comes with being in a group like that.
All right. Next up is Aja.
Aja, right? Not Asha?
Right.
Okay. Don't want to repeat last time. Aja is she looks up to her dad and his whole thing. And her father told her stories of a fellow drow named Driz Doerden, who was a famous ranger who traveled the surface area. He didn't believe in the evil ways of drow, and so he left, or I guess was banished probably, but kind of became really well known. And so Aja grew up hearing stories of this famous ranger who had a similar story as her father, and just wanted to be a ranger like that. Wanted to be a ranger that is capable and powerful and for the most part fights good, like fights against evil things, like super evil things. Yeah.
Ashe.
The biggest and baddest of the evils.
So Ashe came from kind of a smaller town. And so there were only a handful of professions, and a lot of people were like, farmers or other rural things. But when she went to help with the fire, the refugees and the victims of the fire, she really enjoyed that. And there was a priestess there named Isolde, and she recognized that Ashe was kind of good at this, and so she invited her to join the temple of oh gosh, Nishikal. There we go. My brain was blanking. And so Ashe really looks up to her. She's also a fairly well-known healer. And her influence, I guess, was just to kind of set Ashe on this path that she never would have imagined herself to be on. So
Ponderance.
When Ponderance went to Candlekeep to begin studying to essentially perform his ritual to connect to the plane of dreams, I imagine that there was a member of the, don't want to say staff so much as live-in researchers that he'd often have to go through for help. Probably this man was a bit busy and did not always have the time to give Ponderance everything he needed, yet Ponderance seemed to appreciate the dedication and focus on his work. Eventually he probably helped set up for the ritual on the day it happened, and I think that even though he hasn't seen him since he's been reconnected to the plane, he has a immense respect for probably the first person in his life to be supportive of this Hail Mary dream, even if it wasn't this guy's focus.
Loki.
Oh, well, the questions what again? How to idolizes or admires? I don't know if I'd put it idolizes, but it'd probably have to be my older brother, because he's the one that everybody measures you against. He's the firstborn, and he's the Michael can do no wrong. It's that he's he saved that family from that goblin attack that time, but I've done shit like that too. But nobody knows about that because I'll way off here, do a place nobody ever knows about and doing shit, and he's there, Anyway, I'd say it doesn't really affect me though.
Yeah, champion of
bitter.
Chondath. That's nothing compared to champion of Baldur's Gate. That you're all gonna learn is very important and still totally there. Sheila.
Yeah. Well, if you'd really paid any attention to Sheila's, if these other party members had paid attention when Sheila was, playing for coin at the various bars we've been to, you might have heard ballads she often does, which is the ballad of Calliope. And Calliope, she doesn't talk about it much because it's kind of embarrassing. It's like saying that, your hero is Peter Pan, because she's never met Calliope except in stories and songs, and she has been living her life to try to be as much like Calliope as she could her entire life. Calliope was a female adventurer who began life as a sea pirate, and she trained under a man who helped her pick up the lute and the skills, the skills of a bard through that, and she just lived a wild life, going from that to working on the Sword Coast and just having influence on so many battles and so many famous people. And, some of it might be true, but it's a great story. And, Sheila hopes someday to live a life that people.
With all the heroic acts that you are all doing, I'm sure somebody will remember some of them. Sheila might be the one to tell about them as
Hopefully.
she finishes the quest. But for now, you are currently in this tomb. You've had a little bit of a heal. You haven't had a rest per se, but you've healed up, and you have these skeletal creatures sitting on the thrones once more. There are masks at their feet. You have the ring that was in the tomb of this Yuan-Ti-like creature. And you have a direction, possibly? Where would you like to go?
Well, I want to go west and then north, and not down into the pit right now, just west and then north.
Okay.
That's what I vote for. Anybody else?
West, that looks like from this room we're in, or are you somewhere else? Because I don't see a door
From the
leading
room we're
west.
in.
I
Yeah.
see a room lead. I see a hallway leading east, but nothing leading west.
Oh, I'm sorry, leading east.
Oh, okay.
The other west.
Oh, okay.
East.
If you go
then
far
north.
enough west, we'll go east.
I'm fine with that, unless anybody else has an idea.
Yeah, he was talking about the west of the room.
Okay. The west
Did
of the room.
did we look at the west of the
Oh.
room?
Oh God.
Oh. I gotta take the D4.
You roll d4 for that great pun.
I wasn't even trying to make him.
God damn it.
Also, remember, the person who made the pun doesn't have to take the damage.
That doesn't even seem right.
They're so
Yeah.
confident that their joke is good that they don't feel that pain.
They actually gained D4 to the pure joy.
They gain temporary health from just like, that was good.
It's like a small version of Life Leech.
Yeah, it is. It actually is.
Do we want to set up like a marching order or something as we explore this area?
Might not be a bad idea. I have trap. Do I have a trap sense thing? Let me look. Whoever can check for traps if you want to be in front, right?
Aja
You
says
have-
nothing.
Investigation and stealth I have proficiency in. Does that help me with searching traps?
Investigation.
Okay. I got a little bit of that, so I can be in front checking for traps as I go.
Yeah, if I suck at finding traps, but I'm really good at disarming traps. So
Okay.
whoever's good at searching, investigating, they should be in
Point.
front.
I'll point. You twiddle.
I mean, this hallway is not too big. We could go 2 by 2. Any thoughts?
Wrong.
That would be fine.
Okay.
Okay. You have investigated the right side of this crossroads so far, so you could be safe to say that
Yeah.
up until this point, you don't have any traps to find.
On both sides of the hall. Okay. So we will proceed, and you wanted to go north. Is that correct?
Yeah, we go to the end of this hall and then north. That's my thought,
Okay. Investigating for traps as we go.
which is a very random thought.
Oh, there's this. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, because
All right.
I mean, we could go around and continue going east for that matter, or north by a different way, it looks like maybe, or down the stairs. But I thought we'd just go north at first,
Okay.
unless anyone's got a better idea.
I'll go north. Can't really. I guess they can't move yet.
You can. You should be able to.
Trying. It won't let me into that
Oh.
room.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh shoot, that's my bad. Forgot that was there.
There seems to be an invisible barrier.
Force field. Oh, here we go. All right.
Sorry.
I'm checking for traps.
Okay, yeah. Whoever would like to roll an investigation.
Okay.
All right. So you, some of you haven't seen this area just yet. So you look across there. The balcony of this walkway curves around to continue on east. You also notice another passage to the north. You'd have to go all the way around to get to. You peer down, and it looks to be just darkness down below. But there is a passage going north, as you suggested to head first, and you don't see any apparent mechanisms or traps to the north.
Good signs. Good signs.
Traps. I go. Peek around the corner, I guess. Everybody all
Sheila,
with me?
as you
Yes.
go north, a very faint sound is coming from that direction. As you get closer, the sound gets louder, as sound tends to do. But the sound is sort of the sound of wood on stone, wood scraping against stone, and it seems metered, as if it's a short scrape, and then a tap, and then a short scrape, and a tap, and it repeats that.
I will stop and turn to everybody so they can notice it and hear it. Kind of say, yeah, let's careful.
Sounds like a loose wooden shutter.
Oh.
I don't know. Just
All right.
But yes, be wary.
Okay. Gonna peek around the corner. Check for traps as I go.
You look around the corner. It is quite dark, but it is another long corridor.
Traps.
You don't see any traps or any kind of mechanism preventing you from going forward.
Am I getting any kind of... Oh, I probably don't get a sense of good or evil or evil creatures or anything, huh?
No.
It's just protection.
Sheila, as you're walking, in this part of the corridor, it's very faint, but through the floor and the walls, you hear the sound of running water.
Okay.
But no traps detected.
Being very quiet as it.
Yeah, if you want to roll stealth, you can. That is very good stealth.
Still stealthed?
What did you roll before? Probably amazing, right?
Probably amazing. Probably. Let's see.
I think it's been too long since you stealthed anywhere.
Okay, I'll stealth
Just
again.
go ahead and roll.
I don't know how much good that does me, but Loki clanking along behind me.
I've rolled
Yeah.
a 5. Oh my god.
Well, I shouldn't actually have the heavy armor thing because I don't. 'cause
Yeah,
it's-
you're wearing mithril. It's still a
But
14
it always. Okay.
because that was you're not rolling with advantage or disadvantage.
I
Yeah.
see no traps, so I'm moving forward.
Okay. One moment as I check on something.
Something ahead, you
Okay.
guys.
So as you walk forward, you see the source of the sound of this, not wood though. It is actually bone scraping on the floor as this very large skeletal creature that is wrapped in plants and vines and moss just meanders around this room. It doesn't seem to notice you. And as it turns to just go back in this direction, it's back facing you. You notice that there is a piece of it, a very large piece of it, that is not bone. It seems that its spine of this large creature is made out of some thick metal.
Whisper what I've seen to the other party members.
Okay.
I could fireball it, but we haven't even met it yet.
Could be friendly.
But I like the way you think. Could be. Okay, we could go back the way we came. Or we could go ahead and see how it reacts to us. And if it looks bad, we can run back the hill and you can fireball it.
I want to say, you first.
Is anyone
Okay.
here good with undead?
I'm behind you. You can still cast fireball if it goes aggro.
If anyone else gets to about this point, you'll have to roll stealth, or else you will just be trudging around.
Hello there, Mr. Whatever you are.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
As you say this, it turns to you, and its head had this massive jaw just opens wide, its eyes glowing green, and it charges you.
Well, you wanted to know how it would react to us.
Roll initiative. Only Loki needs to. It's only seen him, but everyone else can do so as well if you'd like to get a surprise, or not a surprise round. Advantage since you are stealthed.
I will. Standard initiative roll.
Okay. Ponderance, you are sort of in the back. I'm not sure if you want to do anything at this moment or delay your turn for somebody else to go, but it is your turn first.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Oh, I hate this. Why is it stuck now? Thank you. Sorry. My push to talk button also acts as a left click on some programs, and it's quite obnoxious when Roll20 trying to use tools at the same time. I imagine I can. So I saw the creature walk up to Loki, and I can kind of get a sense for its size from here.
Yeah,
Do you agree?
it's like 10 to 15 feet tall.
Okay. I think maybe in the heat of the moment, Ponderance would want to use 45 feet of movement, and seeing how narrow this hallway is relative to the beast. Can I try to pull Loki back 5 feet? My action?
Yeah. If Loki is willing, he doesn't have to make a roll, or neither of you have to make a roll.
Okay.
I know you're next, but Ponderance wouldn't know you're next. So yeah, I use my action to pull Loki back 5 feet. And then on the space I just pulled Loki from, can I use my dancing longsword to strike the thing?
Yep.
Okay.
That's a hit. Okay.
And that's all I can do.
All right. Loki.
I'm going to try to get out of the way with what I think will be an upcoming fireball down the road. So it looks like now I can just come back down right behind Sheila. And well, I can always throw a hand axe.
You are very skilled at throwing hand axes. That's a hit. That's a very good hit.
And let me see how much. Gosh. How many hand axes do I have left? See, I don't know because we gave those slaves. I gave some of them. I was originally carrying. So that's the problem with throwing the axes. I always have to get them back, which I've been able to, except when I gave them away.
You do have a longbow you can shoot with.
I do, but it's not the same.
It's not. That extra 2 damage is a bit off.
Okay, longbow it is.
That's a hit.
You can always throw your scimitar speed.
No, I don't want to. Okay, so that's it. That's my turn.
And it flies extra fast.
Hello? Okay, how's this? There it is. Okay. Now you can hear me, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Mic unplugged again. Okay, it is Hysera's turn. And
How am
she
I
will,
fourth in the turn order?
because a lot of people rolled really badly, including the vine creature. She will cast her Eldritch Blast. Both hitting. And pushing the creature back 20 feet. Oh, to here. Cahoon, you are up next.
Okay. Alright. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go most of my movement and then ask if we're actually gonna fight this thing. As like I'm kind of running down the hallway, I'm gonna call out: "Are we actually fighting this thing?"
We are.
Okay. And I will use my action to dash.
As you get
right there.
As you enter this area, you stop at this point as you're running forward. Well, maybe not stop, but the continuous movement. I want you to make a strength saving throw as you feel yourself getting pulled towards the west side of the room. You move into this area and you feel yourself getting pulled forward, and you pull back, managing to stay in your current position, holding strong. The weapon in your hand and your shield also seem to be pulled in that direction, but you manage to keep a firm grip on both. Do you have a bonus action you'd like to use?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay. Ashe.
Give me 1 second.
All right. You hear, or it hears the sounds of bells ringing, and it does take that 11 damage. Aja.
Was I successful in stealth?
Yep.
Cool. I will fire away.
Oh,
Fire away, fire away.
The Toll the Dead. It's taken damage?
Yeah. It's been hit several times.
So then it takes the 14 plus the 11.
No, it's either or. If it's damaged, it takes a certain amount. If it's undamaged, it takes a different amount. Yep, it's all good. Aja, make your attacks.
Yeah, I am going to bonus action Planar Warrior. That just does extra force damage. Planar Warrior, and I will do take the -5 penalty. Sharpshooter.
Okay.
Sharpshooter. Sneak attack. And with advantage. The first hit is
It's adding
I
your
see.
plus
Because it's
2
the
and
plus
the minus.
2. It's
yeah.
doing the math for me. Oh, that's cool. So that's a 23 plus 3.
Yeah. 23 minus 3?
Yes, maybe 20.
I mean, 20 still hits.
Yeah, okay. So that's 20 damage. It looks like it's including Planar Warrior, Sharpshooter, and Sneak Attack. It's got that plus 10, and it's got that plus 3 for that Sneak Attack. That's 20 damage.
It actually does
extra.
30. Yeah.
And then the 12
32
piercing.
total.
Yes.
Okay, so as you use your Planar Warrior attack and you call from the elements, or from the multiverse, the other planes, and draw back, you feel something different about this when you use this feature. You hear kind of a whisper in your ear. It's a bit distracting. But when you shoot this arrow and it strikes, you see for a brief moment a very dark line follow your arrow before it is snapped away, and it strikes the creature very strong.
Black line. Interesting.
It's as if your arrow was piercing light itself before the light came upon its inside.
My arrows have never done that before.
They have not.
I make a note of it. And I will continue to fire away. Don't have sharp. You
don't have advantage on this one.
Yes,
Yes.
it's regular. So I'll just do a normal, no sharpshooter, and I don't have. That was my bonus action. So I can't use the planar warrior. No sneak attack. No sharpshooter. No planar warrior. Got it.
Cahoon and Ponderance, as you are in clear view of this creature, each time it gets struck by these attacks, you see the creature open its maw as if to scream out, but no noise exits. It's only Aja noticed this arrow thing.
Did this arrow hit the 24 plus 2?
Yes.
26? Do I notice the same effect happen to this arrow?
This arrow is just normal. Even though you're paying close attention, you do not see this black line again.
I'm just gonna say, something seems strange with using any kind of magical effect against this creature. Be aware. I end my turn.
All right, Sheila. Time to light it up.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, they have stayed away, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna cast Fireball level and I'll put it.
Yeah, we can say
right here, or yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
we can
just
say you put it in a spot that doesn't hit Cahoon.
Yeah. Okay.
If you can see this line here.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So roll Fireball.
Light him up.
All right. This creature sees the line of fire coming towards it. It manages to move in such a way that avoids the blast. Unfortunately for it, Sheila, I want you to tell me how you kill this creature.
I throw that fireball in there, and I'm quite satisfied to see it erupt into flame. Sort of just, cinder up for us. I'm very curious about that bar of metal in its back, though. I want to look at that. The ash is cool.
Yeah, so when the fire hits it, it bursts quickly into flames. The vines and the bone that is strapped together are instantly incinerated and fall to ash to the ground, but the large metal pole where its spine was falls to the ground, and in a very loud echoing thud against the stone, it falls to the ground.
We will investigate that item. Examine it. Checking the room for traps as I enter.
Do I still feel like I'm getting pulled?
Yes.
Then I would, as soon as I see a fall, I would say, I would tell people
Perhaps-
to not enter the room.
We'll
To not
investigate.
enter the room?
Well, let me
You're,
investigate the
you're getting
traps here.
pulled where?
Now that
Um,
now that the creature is gone, you can have an unobscured view of the room. There is at the west side of the hall. There is a rusting statue of a knight. It looks like it's gripping a large iron shield, but no weapon. You
Do it. Sorry, continue.
You also see a 3-foot long rod hovering in the center of the room. It is not moving, but it is also rusted. That's it.
Do I feel
I
like
guess-
I'm being pulled towards the rod or towards like the creature?
You feel yourself being pulled to the west side. You don't really know where.
Okay.
There's also corridors going north and south of this room.
Yeah, I would call it. Let me. I would just call out saying, "Don't enter the room. There's something weird with the gravity. Like I'm being pulled towards the wall.
Did
I'm
I
not sure if people can see me struggling for this. I'm not sure.
did I feel it when I stepped onto that tile where I pulled Loki back?
No, you did not.
I asked Cthulhu if he needs me to pull them out. I can reach both Sheila and Cthulhu with my arms.
I don't think Sheila has entered the room. I think she stopped right before entering when Cahoon
Yeah.
mentioned to
Mhm.
not enter. But Cahoon, you still feel that pull of yourself, and you are resisting.
Okay. I guess I would just say, prepare a rope, and or somebody like throw a rock or something, and then see where it falls.
Okay. Ponderance will pull out 10 feet of rope. Prepare for that. I don't have anything to throw in there though, like that. Okay, I guess I also have a torch, so I'll lob a torch in there.
Okay. You lob an unlit torch into the room. It clatters on the floor, roughly just in front of the monster.
Okay, that's kind of weird.
I can try one more thing. I haven't used my bag of tricks yet today, so I'll throw one out.
It's either stuff that's metal or flesh.
Right. Oh no. No, there's a tiger in there.
You throw it into the room?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna throw it a little deeper if I can. It's what? It says 20 feet. Okay, no, I can't throw it deeper.
See, good boy.
The tiger dies, I'm gonna be sad.
It's okay. It's orange.
You have control over it now.
His name is Tony.
It's great.
It's great to be alive. Oh my god, what is that?
Oh, it is a large beast. Huh, cool. Tiger's
So-
busted.
Giant tiger.
My God.
That's a pretty nice car you got there.
All right, so you toss it into the room. It lands roughly where you threw the torch and is waiting for whatever you'd like to say.
Weird. Okay.
So the way it describes it, you can use a bonus action to command how the creature moves and what action it takes on its next turn. Can I give it a? I don't know. I guess we've done complex commands for the animals before, right? I could say like claw at the air if you're feeling pulled in a direction.
Sure.
Okay.
Communicate in some way that indicates something.
Yeah, that's going to be the command I give it.
Okay. Well, you have control over it, so you can move it if you like.
Okay, have it walk. If it doesn't claw immediately, I'm just going to have it walk up to the statue and stop at any point that it begins to feel what I described. Nothing?
Nope. It just walks over there. It does have to bend underneath this. Actually, never mind. It's far enough off the ground. You don't have to.
Okay.
I guess I'll take like 5 steps, like it's like 5 feet forward towards the middle of the room.
With each step you take, you feel yourself getting pulled closer and closer to the west side of the room.
Oh. Can I have the tiger step out of the way? Can I throw a dagger into the room?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to throw it in such a way that it is well clear of Thune. Yeah, if it's either the room is tall enough or to the left or right.
The room is tall enough to have this 10 to 15 foot tall creature inside of it, walking around, so yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to throw it above Cthulhu.
To be fair, Cahoon is very tall too.
True.
But yeah, you managed to get it around. So you toss this dagger into the room, kind of an arc, trying to get it clear of Cahoon, and as soon as it gets to just like the entrance of the hall itself, it immediately flies in this direction towards the west end and clinks into the shield of the statue, and when it does, it dissolves. And pieces of rust, yes, pieces of rust fall to the ground in front of the statue.
Oh no.
Okay, so
I take out all my copper pieces.
All of them?
No, I'm kidding. What are you gonna say, Loki?
So I think that shield is magnetized and will attract anything metal, and then that metal will be dissolved on contact.
That's what it looks like.
Maybe we should test if it only dissolves metal.
Is the bar that dropped from the monster? Is that moving along the ground, or is it just stationary?
It is on the ground there, I think. Stationary, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. And the creature dissolved, right? Like it just burned ash?
Yes. When the fire hit it, it went up in flames. The plant portion of it disintegrating in the fire. The bone portion of it became charcoal.
Can I command the tiger to pick up the torch in its mouth and touch it to the shield?
Yeah. It'll pick it up in its mouth and like go over to the shield and kind of tap it on there. The torch does not look like it has any effect.
Okay, cool. So we just have to be careful with our metal objects.
About what like can you? How is the metal piece? Is it laying horizontally or is it standing up? How big is it? That fell out of the monster.
It looks very large. It's probably about 4 feet long, and the diameter is very thick. If you want, you can roll kind of investigation to look at it, to peer at it from where you are at. It just looks like a very large inanimate rod.
Okay. I'm gonna try to move over to it. Which way is it? Is it laying facing towards me or horizontally or?
It's facing
perpendicular?
north-south.
Okay. Then I will. I guess I will. Can you ask the tiger to move like over here? This is probably a bad idea, but I'm thinking of like taking 5 feet and then kind of just laying on the. Well, I'm not sure if it'll just drag me towards it or if it'll drag me up or if it'll just drag me along the ground. I probably can't pick it up. Does anyone? You probably can't use. Can you telekinesis? Or what level is that? Anyway, what I'm thinking of is we try to touch that piece of metal to the shield and see if it absorbs all of it, and then maybe we free somebody, or it's the big bad evil and we accidentally awaken him, in which case we die anyway.
Well,
Two very
if
good theories.
Anyone who wants to separate themselves from everything metal and then walk into the room and check out a couple things?
I mean, I have very little metal on me anyway. But I like Taylor's.
I'm wondering if that thing in the room is an immovable rod, if there's a button on it.
We can only hope.
If somebody owes me an immovable rod, I'll, I'm not forgetting that.
What would you like to do?
Is my oath bow made out of like metal? It's just iron, or is it any kind of metal?
I figure it's wood.
Oath bow's wood. Venom tongue swords, probably metal, like some kind of iron.
Yep.
Arrows. My arrows, do they have metal heads or stone heads?
Metal tipped.
Shit, I've got a lot of metal on me. I'm wearing studded leather armor, so I've got my armor has little chunks of metal in it.
I mean, yeah, tell me about it. That's why I don't want to be separate from all of my metal, because that would mean basically I'm completely everything.
What are we trying to accomplish by going into the room?
Maybe we don't all need to go in the room. Maybe just
Checking out that rod that came out of the beast that was defeated,
Can I
and
get the
checking
tiger
out
to
the
do
other
that?
rod that. Well, you get the rod, the tiger to pick it up and bring it to us.
Yeah. I'm gonna have the tiger see if he can pick up the rod. And
Okay.
walk towards the group.
I'll have the tiger make a strength check.
So that is +3. Excellent.
It attempts to pick up the spine metal from the ground, and it seems like it's just very heavy. It's too heavy to move for it.
Can I give
Too
it some
awkward.
words of encouragement?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to hand the platinum ring to. Is that? Who is that? Is that Ashe right next to me?
that's Ashe.
Okay. I'm gonna hand the platinum ring to Ashe. Is my mess kit made of metal?
Up to you, I guess.
Okay, I'll hand my writing kit and mess kit to Ashe, and that's all the metal I believe that I have. If you want
Your
to
sword?
roll differently, it's floating in midair still right here.
Okay.
If you want to roll anything different in my inventory, I'll just give it to her too, and I'll walk into the room. But stop right after the threshold where the dagger changed. Do I feel anything?
No. You carefully have removed all metal pieces from yourself and stepped into this room. You do not feel any kind of pull.
Okay. I'm gonna go try to pick up the rod.
Okay.
I'm gonna refrain from using my arms for now and try without first.
If you want, you can help the tiger, which would mean you get advantage on this strength roll.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah. So the two of you, having the eye of the tiger, pick up the very large spine metal rod on the ground. It is very hefty, probably at least 50 pounds. And it doesn't feel like it's being pulled as if, like what Cahoon described.
It's okay. I'd like to step up show it, or hold it such that Cthulhu can see too. And then I want to investigate at a surface level and maybe use Arcana too to see if I can deduce anything about its magical properties.
Yeah, you can roll Arcana. At this close angle, you don't have to roll any investigation. You can clearly see this iron rod. But as you look at it, it's hefty, very thick, long. At one end, it looks like there's a loop, like it would be a handle of some sorts, and at the other end, it tapers off into a 3-sided polygon. So going from the cylindrical iron rod to this 3-sided triangle, as it were.
Interesting. Maybe it needs to be socketed into something. And I'm holding it so Cthulhu can look at it too, if wanted to use Arcana.
What's the bar on the hanging from the ceiling or whatever?
It looks like a 3 foot long, 3 feet? Yeah. Just metal pole. It is completely rusted, hovering in place.
Yeah, you suppose you can go check that out, see if there's some kind of button on it.
When I stepped forward 5 more feet, did it feel like I was being pulled harder or just the same?
Relatively same. You don't really notice that much of a difference. But that Arcana roll, you feel like this is, it is for, like, something magical that you can't really tell any magic coming from it.
But you're pretty
Okay.
sure it has something to do with making pudding.
Yeah, thank you for that
Like-
insight, Cthulhu.
Like
Maybe
a
it is
whisk?
a pudding stirrer. Maybe I'll walk that rod back to the group, and I'll set it just past the threshold, so any of them can look at it if they want to. And while they're doing that, I'll walk up to the suspended rod.
All right, this rod is roughly 6 feet above the ground, just hovering there, motionless, covered in rust. You look it up and down. It looks very similar to the rod that Loki had, though it isn't as extravagant of a design. And you do notice that there is, in fact, a button on one end.
Okay.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
I
Oh
relay
shit!
that back to the group. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't push the button lest I be stuck here holding the item to keep it from going to the shield until we evaluated all of our options.
Oh, you think if we push it, then the immovable rod will get sucked to the shield and melted?
Yeah, I think it will become movable again, and I will only be able to push the button to make it immovable. And frankly, I think that's best case scenario.
All right, let's see if it's I'm wondering if we can do something about this shield.
Well,
okay, that's it. I'm gonna take everything off. Get it. Leave all my metal behind.
Wah 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 wah.
Dropping all my stuff.
Ash, were you asking about the roll for the spine that I brought back?
All right, Loki, you carefully remove all your metal items, taking the... no, we cannot hear you. Being very careful, making sure that everything you have that could be attracted to this is not all on your person anymore. I believe you probably have some traveler's clothes, so you're not completely nude. But,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go forward. I'm gonna go up much closer to the shield. Let's see, where is my? Way back there. Okay. So I look at that thing and I go, "Yep, that's an immovable rod, all right." I assume.
It doesn't look as fancy as the one you had. Yours was very elegantly forged with kind of filigree and whatnot. This one just looks like a piece of metal hovering in the air.
Got it.
Temptation to grab it is very strong
I'm gonna
with this
go
one.
right up towards this and more closely examine the thing with the shield. And does the shield appear to be detachable, or is it one with the?
It looks like it's one with the statue itself. It's
The
made
whole
out of the
thing
same material. Yeah.
Okay, it's a carving, apparently created by carving.
Yes.
Hey, can anybody dispel magic? This is probably too high a level spell.
No, I can dispel magic.
I can kill someone who can cast magic. Does that count?
Ash,
Can
as
What
you
if we brought?
yes, we can hear you now. Ash, you examine this large rod that Ponderance brings you. You do recognize that it has some sort of alteration magic on it. Not really illusion, but as if it is meant to change something.
Well, maybe this is supposed to nullify the shield. It has some sort of alteration magic.
Exposition.
I think before we play with the immovable rod, unless you see any danger on it, Ash, I agree with Cthulhu that maybe we should try pressing it to the shield.
I mean, unless there's any, you said the spine thing had carvings on it or anything?
The spine? No.
What about checking out the other rooms? I like the north room, see if there's anything in there that it might go to maybe before we just decide to throw it away into a shield.
Well, my problem with that is I didn't want to go in there without any of my weapons.
I will try to walk closer. I will take 10 steps forward.
As you get to this point, you do feel the pull get stronger. Make another strength save. You do feel it gets stronger, but you do manage to keep all of your weapons, your shield, and yourself firmly planted.
I mean, I move pretty quick, and I still have all my tools since I don't rely on metal contraptions for my power. I could go in there and scout it out at the very least.
I think that's a good idea. You could even take the tiger with you, I think.
It might be too big for the passageway.
It can squeeze.
Don't shame your tiger.
I didn't expect it to be so large. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna walk up towards that room with the tiger behind me.
Tony the Titan.
I'm gonna stop at the threshold of the next room.
Okay. In this room, you see there's a large circular fountain that is crusted with moss that rises in the middle of this circular room. There are 3 ruined marble statues that are barely standing in the fountain. What's left of them are holding pitchers out where water flows.
Okay. I guess I have the tiger take a step back. I peek around the threshold of the door and call out to the group. There's a busted fountain with a statue formation that looks like there are 3 that are meant to catch water from this mossy, defunct fountain.
Oh,
They are catching water or they are pouring water?
Oh,
They are
I
pouring
understood.
water.
Gotcha.
there's water. We heard water in the walls. There's water along the passageway.
All right. What would you
And
like to
all
do
I
next?
saw was the fountain in that room. There was nothing along the walls
yes,
or even
that is-
remarkable about the fountain.
That is all you see, without entering the room and peering around.
Okay. And just for good measure, can I look down the other side?
The other hall?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll slowly walk down, instead of just waiting at the threshold if I don't see anything off-putting immediately.
You turn around and look down the other corridor. It leads to a dead end. If you want, you can roll history.
Hmm.
Though this leads to a dead end, you recall that if there was a corridor to reach the opposite end, you would imagine it would reach the tomb that you left the 6 corpses in.
Can I try to press upon the wall?
Yeah, if you enter and roll investigation. So yeah, you feel around the wall, and on the right side, about waist height, you feel a little circular implant. It's very hard to see. It seems like it's blended into the wall very well, but it looks or feels like a button that you can press in.
Okay. With that, maybe a little lower investigation roll for how it's concealed. I'm gonna say Ponderance accidentally presses it in while feeling along the wall.
Okay. Pressing it in, you feel the stone move away from you and also turn counterclockwise as a door to the tomb room opens up. Slides to the west into the wall.
Jinkies.
Hey, we've reached a a checkpoint in this dungeon. Now we can loop back more easily. Don't have to run all the way back around again when we respawn from the bonfire. Okay, I walk back into the room, communicate to the group that I found a way that loops back to the main room. But otherwise, I found nothing of significance down that way.
Okay.
We could also try touching the spine to the rod first before we touch it to the shield, just in case.
What would that do exactly?
I don't know. You never know. You just gotta do things sometimes, you know?
Sword fighters.
Also, who is the angel cross?
That's Ponderance's floating sword.
Ah.
It's a floating sword.
I thought it was Easter related.
No.
Well, a sword was used. Anyway, what would you like to do now?
Okay, team. Vote now on your phones. Should I investigate the fountain, or are we doing the rod?
I want to retrieve my axe.
Okay. So you go back to where you left all your stuff and pick
Oh, wait.
up
Oh. I meant, remember, I'd thrown it at the creature, so I figure it's there in the room, and so I wanted to retrieve it from having thrown it. I hadn't done that yet.
Oh. Well, it is not in this room. It was attracted to the shield and disintegrated.
Okay.
Alright then, Ashe. Go joust the sword with the spire thing.
All right. So Ponderance is poking the shield with the rod.
I say so.
I'm sorry, what? Taylor?
And yeah, I think so. Sure. I mean, I don't see any reason not to. Yet.
Yeah.
Okay. I go pick it up with the tiger, look at Ashe, sort of the implied question if she's done looking at it, and she's ready to give it to me.
Ashe nods.
Cool. So then I drag it over and touch it to the rod, avoiding the button.
But why are we touching it to the rod?
No, the shield.
I was gonna say you wanna nullify the rod? I think you wanna nullify the shield.
So yeah, you pretty easily with the two of you heft this large heavy rod over to the shield. Loki stands aside as you move up to poke it into the statue, and just seems to tap against this shield. Cahoon, you still feel the pull of the west side of the room.
Can I examine the statue closer? Maybe looking for any holes that match the size or shape of the ends of this?
Yeah, roll investigation.
Can my tiger help?
I don't think the tiger has any kind of intelligence to look there for that kind of thing. But
My tiger is insulted and rolls to maul the DM.
the tiger mysteriously disappears. Oh no, what happened?
I will use my inspiration on that roll.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, you look this statue up and down. You don't see any kind of indication of the shape that would fit the rod to the statue.
I feed the shield 2 more copper pieces.
All right, you take 2 copper out of your pocket. They instantly fly, barely avoiding Loki, and hit the shield and disintegrate.
Oh, it's like a wishing well.
If you wish to be poorer. What would you like to do?
Alright, knowing the group wants to weigh in, I'll finally walk in and look closely at the fountain. Also, generally inspecting it, but specifically keeping an eye out for a spot where those weird polygons on the end of the rod may fit.
So you're keeping the rod with you
Right.
as you move?
I think I would set it down in front of the shield just immediately after it failed.
Okay.
Because that shit's heavy.
Yeah, so you come into this room. The dilapidated statues continue to pour water into this fountain. You see that the fountain, or the water being poured, is clear and looks very refreshing. And as it enters the fountain, you look down and it looks like there's a murkiness, some kind of black something murking into this water that the remains of the statues are pouring fresh water into.
Wait, when you say there's a black murkiness, like a specific spot that may or may not be moving, or the whole of the water is murky?
The whole of the water. It looks like
Gotcha.
there's a bit of like a few inches of clear if you're like looking at an angle, but after that it just starts getting darker and darker until you can't see the bottom of this fountain.
Can I try and unsettle some of the murkiness by stirring it with the end of a torch?
Yes. Is that something you'd like to do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you poke the non-lighting end of the torch into the water and stir it around. It doesn't seem like it's settled in the water. It looks like it's something beyond the water is making this murkiness.
Right.
I'm going to take it a step closer to the rod.
Okay, you take one step.
Well, I guess I will step 5 feet closer to the rod.
Correct.
And how high is it off the ground?
Roughly 6 feet.
I will reach up and push the button while holding it firmly.
You go and push the rod, or push the button on the rod, and it seems stuck.
The button or the rod?
The button.
Can I take out a silver piece and touch it to the button?
Sure. pull out a silver and press it against the button or the rod.
Well, I guess I will start near the button, and if it does anything, I will move it towards the button.
Make another strength save. You feel as soon as you pull your the silver out of your pocket, the silver attempts to leave your hand, but you grip it very tightly. And as you move it closer, it feels as if it's trying to get out of your hand and towards the shield.
Okay, and then I touch it to the rod.
And you press this silver piece against the rod. It remains floating.
Okay. I will let the silver piece fly free.
Okay. Loki is trying to avoid all these coins flying at him and hitting the shield.
Would prestidigitation work against, like, removing rust? Or would mending work? If we wanted to, like, because the button was rusted shut.
I don't have anything like that I could use.
I would say it would have to be mending.
Does anyone have mending?
I do.
Potentially, then Sheila could mend the button so it
Sure.
could be pressed. But you'd
Okay.
want a removal of your metal stuff.
Yeah, I'll go check all my armor, everything metal. Earthing. And I will cast mending. It's a cantrip. Takes 1 minute on the rod.
Takes a minute?
That's what it says. Mending 1 minute. Mending 1 MMIN. Casting time 1 minute.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. You take all your metal, remove your weapons and your money, place it on the floor so it doesn't get zapped. You go towards the rod and begin casting mending. In that time, would anyone like to do anything?
Here's Sheila's stuff.
Okay. So yeah, you cast mending on it. You clear probably the entire rod of rust, removing all of the negative features about it. Cahoon, do you press the button?
Yeah, with a firm grip on it, I'll push the button again.
Okay. You press the button, and as soon as you do, the rod attempts to leave your hand and fly towards the shield. I'll have you make a strength roll with disadvantage.
Just a strength roll or a strength saving throw?
Just a strength roll.
Oh, fuck.
There is no way. There's just no way.
You don't have any inspiration to use?
Yeah, I'll use my inspiration.
All right. So as you push the button, you feel it instantly pull yourself as if this rod tries to get to that shield as fast as it can. And you do actually move in that direction towards the shield. It's enough to keep it back a little bit, but you feel like in a short amount of time, if you do not get help, you will have to be pulled towards the shield and the rod will get slammed into it.
I'll just push the button again.
Okay. So the rod is here. Cahoon, you're moved forward slightly. And it is right upon Loki. Stopping in midair.
Well,
Well, it's a self-delivering rod. There you go.
Now just get everyone to grab it and bring it back.
okay. I'm gonna grab it, push the button, and try to run back towards all my other, back to the passage we came in from.
Okay. As soon as you press it, I want both you and Cahoon to roll strength checks. Just normal, not disadvantage, because you're both holding on to it.
Nice.
All right. You do manage to grip it tightly with the power of friendship. Pull all three things back to a spot where you are not being pulled anymore. Ba-da-da-da. Loki, you have a immovable
Okay.
rod again.
I have an immovable rod again. All right. Great.
We can leave.
Can you see
Yeah,
if there's any? Can you
Let's
see
go
if
check
there's
out
like?
someplace else.
Can you see if there's like a figurine of a goat anywhere near the statue?
Ah,
Right.
yeah.
Back in the room.
Look into the well and you see large goat bones. The bottom. Oh.
He was trapped here for so long.
Okay.
Oh no, it broke.
Okay. What would you like to do next?
Well, Ponderance was investigating the well, right?
Yeah, assuming this took enough time for me to do everything I was doing, I think Ponderance might be coming back and thinking he wants to stir the well with the spine.
I will try to make my way over there.
So Cahoon, you're going to help Ponderance stir the well with this giant rod?
Well, yeah, but I don't know how. Like, I don't know if I turn this corner and go up to the top room, if it'll still be pulling me towards the statue or not. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to walk up to the room on top. I want to try to get to here.
Okay, make strength saves. 2 strength saves. I'm sure you can, but you just need to do it. Yep. With one foot in front of the other, you manage to not get pulled towards the shield as you make your way towards the northern corridor.
Am I still being pulled towards the shield as I move into the northern corridor?
Currently, yes. If you move forward 10 feet, you feel the pull end.
I will do such.
Alright, you also see the fountain with the ruins of 3 statues in the center.
Have you already described the statue to anyone else?
Yeah, the first time when I looked at it from afar, I gave a general description.
You see clear water being poured from 3 pitchers of what used to be statues, now ruined statues, into the fountain. It looks like the fountain has some clear water in it, but it quickly turns into kind of a murkiness, black murkiness, until it just turns completely dark. And
Okay.
it's pretty funny that you had the 2 people without dark vision go into this room.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna, I guess, pull out one of my torches and try to light it.
All right. Yeah, you light a torch.
And then as I light it, I want to use my divine sense.
You turn on your divine sense and you don't sense any of the creatures listed other than the one standing directly in front of you that you already knew about.
It's a bummer. I'll let him know that I don't sense anything
Okay.
else.
Doing this?
I don't know what else to do here, though.
I mean, at the very least, if we dip the realm, I get a sense of how deep it is. Worst case, some horrible undead creature yanks us all the way to the bottom. So, lots of possibilities.
As you do have your torch above the water, you notice that it doesn't light up the murkiness, at all. It's just still completely dark. You can't see down into this fountain.
About how far down does the murkiness start?
It's a little bit, a couple of inches down, but it quickly turns pitch black, 6 inches after that.
I don't know. Does anyone else want to do anything?
I mean, there's lots of other areas in this dungeon.
That's what I'm thinking.
Could
We
check out.
don't need to do the well thing or the. Let's go in a different direction.
It's one thing I know.
Okay.
It's best to avoid wells, especially dark ones.
Okay. We're gonna go. I will walk ahead and check for traps. Everybody ready?
You
Put on all
gather
your
your
stuff?
things. Yeah,
I
I'd
got
say
Yeah.
Dross
you wouldn't
program.
forget it just lying on the ground like that.
Right.
But Cahoon, as you make your way back, you'll have to make 2 strength saves. Because a 1 is always a possibility.
Okay, well, I will try to get back out of the room.
Can I
Oh, I've got it.
be there with Cthulhu to help him through?
Yeah. If you get help, you have advantage on those saves. Good thing that he did. Yeah. You push him and help him through this. Are you leaving the spine rod next to the stone statue?
I sup-
I
no one
guess
else
a lot.
seems to care about.
I don't want to carry the spine rod. I mean, maybe we'll come across something later on, and it'll give us an idea of how it could be used. Until then, we know where it is.
You do know where it is. It's in the room that disintegrates metal objects. That it pulls towards it. Everyone, remember where we parked.
Exactly.
Okay, so you head back. You have already checked these areas. You don't need to roll investigation just yet. Not in the spots that you've already seen. The tiger can accompany you, though it will have to squeeze through spaces that a medium-sized creature can go through normally.
Should we go downstairs?
I don't want to go downstairs yet.
Okay.
I'd rather go around.
South? Okay. All right. Walking past this spot, I'm going to start checking. Except that Loki ran ahead. Loki,
Yeah,
come
well,
back. I haven't checked for traps.
Loki's
Okay,
really
okay,
good
okay.
at checking for traps.
Yeah. Falling in the. Okay, moving around.
Well, my passive perception's quite high,
Oh, that's true.
but I'll let you go first. Yeah. Go ahead.
Let me know when I need to roll.
Yeah, as you go around this corner, you can roll for investigation. You don't see any sign of triggers or mechanisms preventing you from venturing forward.
Okie. Proceeding forward. Coming around the corner. Did I roll again?
No, keep going. As Loki, as you continue past this walkway,
Yeah.
out of the corner of your eye to the west, you see a glint of something, and you turn to look, and it looks like there's a shimmer of metal in the shape of the mask that you saw that those skeletons wear, hovering just above a railing on the floor below.
That just just the mask?
Yeah. You kind of look at it even more, and you blink, and it's gone.
No, is this down below?
This is
Or-
one floor down.
One floor down. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're alone here, guys, but I think y'all knew that.
Yeah, no, I wasn't assuming we were. All right. All right. I see something to the east here. I will check for traps in this room if I need to.
In
Okay.
front of you, the walkway continues north into another corridor, but to the east, you see a giant stone skull that is crusted with moss, jutting out from the end of the passageway. A flame flickers within each of its eye sockets, and you can see a view into a chamber beyond that is seen through its open jaws.
Hey, there's a chamber beyond this here hill to the east if you guys want to look at it. See this another one of them chambers like we saw before.
Okay, well,
Keep going north or check this out.
well, this is intriguing.
All right.
So what we've got, we can see through the mouth area that this other chamber, but that's, I'm assuming, far too small of a space to be able to crawl through.
You figure you were able to push through if you really get your all into it.
Oh,
Can I
if we
take a
wanted
good
to?
look at that thing? Make sure it doesn't look like there's a trap somewhere.
Oh,
in it?
sure, yeah.
Yeah,
just
roll
did it.
investigation.
Bill,
And there's fire in the eyes.
that one's a little better.
So you are peering at this skull, or not the skull. Is that what I said? Skull.
Well,
Mhm.
yeah, you said skull.
Yeah, stone skull. You're peering at this stone skull, and you look all around it. You can see that it has, the lower jaw looks like it is hinged, and you see traces of kind of a mechanism leading to the eye sockets from the lower jaw.
Ah. Hey there, Miss Twiddlefingers. You think you can fix this thing so it won't chomp on us if we crawl through? Maybe we just put the fire in the eyes out and it won't chomp. I don't know.
I don't know either.
That there elf girl, she can fix it. Maybe she can make sure it doesn't.
I will see what the issue is. Is it something that looks mechanical in nature?
That's what he said.
Who said?
That's what I said. I saw it. That the guy in my head said.
The voice in
I
my
looked
head is talking
around.
to me.
I looked around and I seen some mechanical things that link to the eye sockets, and it's hinged. This here jaw's hinged, and that means it'll chomp on you if you go under it. That's just what I'm saying.
Okay, I will take a look, see if this is a trap and how it works.
Okay.
What do you want me to roll?
You can roll history or I guess investigation. How about you make an argument for what you want to roll?
I would like to make an argument for perception, as I am looking very closely with my eyeballs, trying to see how exactly this is supposed to work. She's giving me an assumption that it chomps down, but maybe it does something else. And I think I don't want to touch anything, is the thing. I don't want to touch it. I just want to look.
Do you want to roll survival? Because it's
I'd be
based on
cool with
your
that.
surviving.
Sure. Is this survivable?
Yeah.
It's a 14.
You feel like looking this up and down and around. You feel like it wouldn't chomp down; it would chomp up because the lower jaw is hinged. But other than that, the mechanics seem what she says.
I think perhaps maybe that immovable rod that we pulled might be useful to stop it from chomping.
Oh, good. Hey, Loki. You wanna use your movable rod already? Just prop it in there so they can't jump on you. What do you
Well,
say? Huh?
yeah,
Huh?
that'd do the
Yeah.
trick. Sure. Yeah. All right. I'll set the immovable rod down low on the and turn it on, and then I'm gonna go ahead and crawl through.
Okay. You do so. You put your rod in there and clink it down so that it's between the upper and lower jaws of the mouth, and you push through. And when you do so, the right eye flickers out.
Oh. All right. What do I see? I see another tomb thing.
In
Like
this
before.
room, you see there are skulls that are crusted with dried mud that glower from niches cut into the walls of the tomb. A stone sarcophagus stands in the center. Its lid adorned with coiled serpents carved in reliefs. Beyond the sarcophagus, resting atop a marble pedestal, is a crystal box with a small humanoid skull resting inside.
I'm going to go up and more closely investigate that.
It looks like a normal skull.
Little skull in a crystal box?
Yeah, it's similar to the crystal you saw. The window was made out of.
Ah,
Okay.
that sticks to you. That's that sticky stuff.
Would anyone else like to go through the stone? The skull.
It says the bar, the movable bar standing there holding it open.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like the jaws have attempted to close.
You know, I noticed that when he went through one of them, eyeballs went out. Can I try to relight that eyeball?
Yeah, you take out your... Do you want to use magic fire or your flint and tinder? Do you have...
I'll use my flint and tinder first. Right, try.
Okay. You attempt to relight it, but it doesn't seem to take.
If I have a light spell. Eldritch Blast. Hold on. Witch Bolt, Fire, Hellish Rebuke.
You
Fireball.
have control flame.
I do not have control. Fireball, right? I do not have. I have. I do not. Eldritch Blast is probably is fire. I do have the Scorching Ray. That's fire.
It is pretty sick.
But I'm worried about blowing the whole thing up. I'm just gonna try crawl through. Nobody else has any magical flame. Try to light that light on. I'm just worried that after 2 people go through, we're gonna have to something happen.
Run and tumble.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe
gonna-
only 2 people can be in the room at the same time.
Oh, that could be. If
Maybe
he comes back out,
out.
yeah. If Loki comes back out, maybe it'll go. Let's see what happens. Hey, Loki! I'll yell through.
Yeah.
If you come back out here, I wonder if the eye will light back up again. Maybe only 2 people can be in there at once. Does eye?
Well, let me check something out first,
All right.
and then I'll come out. But I go over to the sarcophagus and I investigate the sarcophagus closely.
It looks like a very similar to the one before, though this one has coiled serpents all about it. It looks very heavy. It doesn't appear to have any traps around it.
Okay. I'm gonna try to push the lid off the sarcophagus. Open it.
Oh boy, here we go.
All right,
You're by yourself, Loki.
make an athletics.
Athletics, not strength.
It's strength plus your plus a bonus if you have it.
Well,
Athletics is good. Yeah, you push the lid of the sarcophagus aside, and instead of what you saw before as a half human, half snake person, you see the full skeletal form of a snake with a humanoid head. And there is a staff that is resting in the arms of this snake person. This staff also has a head of a snake.
of course it does. Well, I take the staff.
Okay. You retrieve the staff. It seems like it's the creature inside has somewhat of a grip on it, but you retrieve it, and when you do so, you hear the skittering coming from these alcoves, and you kind of look around after you hear it, and you see that there is no longer a crystal box here, just the skull, and I'll have everyone roll for initiative as you see several things appear. All right. So if you want to move through this space, it will count as difficult terrain. But just that 5 feet. So technically, this is 10 feet of movement if you manage to go through, or if you want to go through. But it is Aja's turn. You can see inside this, in this tomb. You saw Loki push aside the lid. Sheila yell to him, saying that he's the only one in the room, as he pulls a staff off of whatever was inside this sarcophagus. And beyond him, you saw the box, the crystal box with the skull in it. The crystal box seemed to melt off of the pedestal it was on, and the skull inside lighted up with green flame. What would you like to do?
Huh. Aja will shake her head in just, at
Understanding?
least I wasn't the one that did this. And I will, I guess, fire at the skull. I don't know if... Yeah, I'll fire at the skull, just a normal hit. Is it within 5 feet of Loki by chance?
Yeah.
Hard to say.
I'll just put it
Then that
here.
would mean I would get advantage, for...
Not advantage, but you do get sneak attack.
Oh, yes, sneak attack. That's what it is. Not advantage, but sneak attack. Yes, yes. Sneak attack. And I'll shoot. That's a 20 to hit.
That hits.
An 11 piercing and 4 extra. And I'll shoot again. It's a 17 to hit.
That hits.
13 piercing and 5 sneak attack. And then bonus action, I would like to stealth.
Yes, hide. Roll for stealth. You see that the arrows that you strike into the creature do manage to hit it, but they kind of just seem to irritate it. It doesn't seem that phased by these arrows that you're shooting at it.
Okay. Then I'm going to move stealth here. It's 20 feet. And then the 20 was the stealth.
Yep.
Ninja face.
Ashe.
Do I still have protection against good and evil?
It lasts 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll say that this fight is the last little bit of that.
Okay.
Ashe.
Alrighty. I'm gonna go through this. I can't.
Oh.
Thank you. Just like here. Enough to where if somebody else wants to come through, they can also come through. And you said
Sheila, as Ashe goes through the jaws of the stone skull, you see the other eye flicker out.
Aha!
Go ahead, Ashe.
Now, you said the skull is made of crystal, or the box was crystal?
The box was crystal.
Okay. There seem to be a lot of dudes in here that I can see. So, I'm gonna cast Be a Guardians.
All right. Is that 20 feet or 30 feet? 15 foot.
15. I think that's it for now.
Okay. Cahoon.
Okay. I don't know. Seems like we've committed to something, so I don't know if they're gonna try to get out. When the second eye went off, did anything else happen?
Nope.
Okay. There was no noise like it tried to close or anything?
Nope.
Alright, well then I'm gonna... How big is the opening? How big is the opening?
Big enough that you can move through, though it is difficult terrain.
What if I ran and jumped?
You'd probably get stuck. Because you have to push yourself through.
Oh. Sure. Fuck it. I'm gonna try to get through the other side.
Okay. You move through, and when you do so, you push your body through. Sheila and Ponderance, you see the lower jaw attempt to move up, but get stuck on the immovable rod, and you
Yay!
hear the stone grind, but it does not close.
Yeah.
All right, Cahoon, you are in the room.
Okay. What do these things look like? Can I able to see any?
The things in the walls? It looks like these crevices are full of like these large arachnid-like creatures skittering towards the center of the room.
Okay. Holding my sensor, I'm gonna cast daylight on it. Or I guess I actually cast it on a spot. Or... Yeah, so I'm gonna put it like right here. About like, how high is the ceiling?
Roughly 15 feet high.
I put it about 10 feet up.
In the center? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Okay.
like right there.
Okay, you fill the entire room with light.
Oof.
From the outside, does it look like I made the skull light up?
The skull was already on fire. It just illuminated the rest of the room.
Well, I meant like outside of the.
Oh. Yeah, the light is pouring out into, like, it's being, what's it called? Exercised. Anything else?
Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. Next, oops, that's the wrong one. Next up. I want Ponderance, Sheila, Cahoon, and Ashe to make dexterity saving throws. Sheila and Ashe have Cahoon's bonus.
Eleven.
Okay. As a beam of green flame shoots out from the doing the right thing. Shoots out from the skull to here against the wall and explodes, and Sheila takes the full brunt of this hit. The other three take half this damage. A total of 40 damage. Mix of fire and necrotic damage.
Holy shit.
Sheila does have
Yeah.
resistance to fire, doesn't she?
I do
Yeah.
have resistance to fire,
That helps.
but I still took 40.
No, you
Not sure if that-
take
Oh,
you take 30 damage instead.
And the others take 20? Is that what?
Yes.
oh, here we go. Then
What was the roll we had to make?
To avoid this,
Dexterity saving throw.
yeah.
Sorry, did I make it or no?
You made it, yes. I said
Yeah,
Sheila is
half
the only
action.
one.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm fighting tiredness at the moment.
Okay. So What does the skull have to beat for that rebuke?
For my hellish
Um,
rebuke?
No, from
Oh, I have one.
Cahoon's rebuke.
Oh.
Did it take the damage?
It has to roll. What is the
A 16.
save? 16? All right.
For wisdom.
Mine is a 17.
For what?
For Spear Guardians?
Oh, is it in the skull? It didn't move. Okay.
Well, I can't see her radius, but yeah, if it starts its turn inside or if it moves into it.
Okay.
It's
so
15 feet.
Okay. Yeah. It doesn't make the spirit guardians, but it does make the rebuke. And it takes a combined radiant damage from both of you. And that is its turn. Sheila.
Yes. Ow. I will. Oh, I'm gonna take one of my healing. Yeah. Okay. Healing. Yeah, I've got 5 of them. One. And those healing potions are. What do I roll for those?
A normal healing potion is 2d4 plus 4.
Five. 9. That's considered a bonus action, correct?
Yes.
And my action, I'll go ahead and get inside the room.
After
Sorry, little
the
guy.
after the stone jaw attempted to close, and the rod prevented it from doing so, it relaxed again, and the 2 flames appeared once more.
Can you let it? Can
In
you
the
make it so
eyes.
I can go in the room?
Yes.
All right. Well, that's my movement, and I still have time to do an action, correct?
Yep.
We'll hit. I'm gonna do Wall of Thorns. They are this way. Okay. Okay. I'm going to do Wall of Thorns and have it, let's just put it along this wall here. I'm going to put it right across these guys. See that? I do that. The lower, the
I can't see where you're
squares
pointing.
to the south.
Oh,
Okay.
over here?
See if I can. Yes, that's where I want to put it.
You have 60 feet worth of
Oh,
length.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Oh, it's 25 feet. 5. Okay, so I will have it go there and, yeah, like that. As far as I can. Well, just, yeah. Yeah. Let's do that.
Enclose the room.
Yeah.
Not that much space, but pretty close. Okay.
Okay. Cute.
Anything else?
I already used my bonus action, so all I can do is I'm just gonna stay where I am.
All right, Loki.
Okay. Well, I don't know what I can do against this thing, but I'm gonna try. Scimitar.
That hits.
Oh, I guess it does. And scimitar again.
That does not.
And let me see. Do I have a? No, I'm out. I don't have an inspiration. Okay, so bonus action will be scimitar again.
That does hit.
I'm consistent.
Okay. As you're slashing into it, I want you to make a con saving throw. As each hit seems to flicker out fire from this creature and lash back out you, and you take 13 necrotic damage.
Okay.
Anything else?
No.
All right, Ponderance.
I can't do shit.
Let's.
Forgive me, is the wall of thorns blocking the entrance, or was it only on those outer edges besides
It
that
is-
wall?
It's only on the other side.
Okay. What was the check to pass through, or is it just difficult terrain?
It's just difficult terrain.
Then 5. Oh, it also was not letting me through.
Oh, yeah.
And 5, 15, 20. Right. I'm gonna activate my arms. I don't know why the DC doesn't work, but it is 16.
Is that no? Okay.
All right.
And then I'm gonna start swinging. Excellent.
Doesn't quite hit. Yeah.
Oh,
That does, though. It's truly the duality of man. All right. You use your arms to punch past it, missing with the first attack, but the second attack really. The first one was just to distract it, so you could get a really good hit on it. And as you do so, you just like, as if you're boxing, you punch the jaw of this skull out of the air, and it explodes. I want both Loki and Ponderance to make con saving throws.
Do I have the aura protection?
Yes, you are within 10 feet. Alright, so... both of you managed to get hit by this green flame exploding from the skull as its jaw is punched out. You take 17 necrotic and 9 fire damage.
17 plus 9.
Yes,
Okay.
that's
26.
What's
26.
the logistics of the platinum ring spell? Do you have to cast it each time? Did I break it when I took it off and put it back on?
Nope. So you would only take half that. So you take 13, and Cahoon also takes 13.
Thanks, bud.
Wow.
Okay. Anything else? Ponderance?
Oh, sorry. No, that was all of my actions.
All right. Next up is the skittering creatures. They will crawl through the wall of thorns. Just taking that damage. These creatures look to be they look like they're spiders at first, and then as they emerge from the wall and through the thorns, you see there are actually many hands crawling.
Ew.
Oh, now this is something I don't think we can handle.
And they will attack their adjacent people. Unfortunately, Loki is right next to several of them.
How do these things attack? Can you
Did they
describe
take any
how they
damage?
attack?
Can we tell if they took any damage coming through those things? It's like a. Yeah.
So, first question. They attack by jumping on their targets and clawing at them. And second question, yes, it looks like they took the damage, but they didn't seem to care. They just barreled on through. So a whole lot of misses. Except these two next to Ponderance will attack him, and first you take a 16 bludgeoning, and I want you to make a strength save, or 8 bludgeoning, and Cahoon takes 8 as well. Ponderance?
Yeah.
They-
A minute. I'm reading my.
Okay.
Okay. I need to add a new thing to this. Add 4 to my roll because I have my arms out as well.
15. Yes, they did. They took that damage as well. So you just managed to succeed at this as they start to jump all over you and claw at you. The second time you take 25 bludgeoning or 13. Oh, let's say 12. You both take 12 instead. And you need to make another strength save.
+4 again.
Yeah, that succeeds. So you are getting clobbered by these creatures, but manage to keep your ground.
Okay. What was the?
How much damage was taken on the second?
I'm sorry. Could you give us
12.
the totals again? I think I got lost in.
Total of 20 altogether from these 2 hits.
12 each, or 6 each?
12 each.
Okay.
Wait.
I am a little low.
At 20 each, not 12 each.
From the second hit.
Yes. From the second hit, it was 12. From the first, it was 8. Okay, that was their turn. Miss Sarah will step up to the plate. And seeing as a lot of creatures are in here, she doesn't really know how to deal with mass. She will 20, 25, get up to Ponderance and see that he's not doing too well. And so she will heal him for 11 points of healing.
Thank you. I almost died. Again.
Aja.
Aja's gonna move here. And I think I would like to. Does everyone look okay in the room? Like body wise, like nobody's stumbling.
Nobody's gravely injured.
I'm like half there, but I'm not grave.
A few people
Okay.
are at like hurting, but can keep going.
Cool. I want to take out that one then. I'm gonna bonus action Force Roda. I'm stealthed.
Yep.
So I will do that negative. Take that sharpshooter. Advantage. Ciao.
That hits.
18 plus 2 minus 5. Okay. So that's 13 piercing and 16 everything else. And then I'm no longer stealthed, and then I'll shoot again. It's not, there's no minus 3, but
so you shoot it, and as before, when you use that special planar warrior, you've heard the whispers, you saw the darkness, and a line of darkness shot in the trail of your arrow, striking the creature. Can
I try and roll like I don't know, an Arcana or something to try and understand what I'm seeing?
Sure.
Hail Mary. 18. What do I think that is? Is that magic residue?
You feel like it has something to do with the, because you've seen people cast spells and you've cast spells here. Mostly you see Ashe casting some spells that seem to backfire, and the spells you cast don't really do anything, but you can determine with that roll that it has something to do with the fact that you are drawing energy from other planes seems to affect the arrows that you were shooting.
Interesting.
And you don't, I guess you maybe don't know this, but you're the only person that can see it.
Yeah. Okay. I will not narrate this during combat right now, but will probably tell everyone about this strange thing that's happening. So that was the 13, the 16, and then the second hit was the 25 plus 2 minus 3. But it doesn't have the planar warrior, which is unfortunate because that was an 8.
Does
so
it
then
have
the
a
second attack.
Does it have the
it shouldn't have
sharpshooter?
the. Yes, it does have the sharpshooter, but it shouldn't have the sneak attack. So the sharpshooter was only just a plus 10. So it would be that second hit is a 21
Okay.
damage.
You strike it once with your shadow piercing arrow, and then it sticks into it, and it's still fighting. The second one goes into it and manages to strike down it once more, and it is dead.
Cool. I guess I end my turn.
All right, Ashe.
I am gonna attack this one. Oh, I guess I can't ping when it's on the measure stuff. This one just below me.
Mm-hmm. That hits.
And I also have Divine Strike. So I can deal an extra 1d8 radiant damage.
Okay.
For 6 more.
Yep. You smash it, and it doesn't seem to hurt it too much, but when you add that extra oomph to it, it hurts it quite a bit. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. Cahoon?
Does the warding bond just count as me taking damage, or is it just like I just assume that damage?
Whenever Ponderance gets hit by anything and takes damage, it is cut in half because he has resistance to it, but you take that half.
Right, I understand that part. What I'm saying is if I was concentrating on something, does that count as damage I take against concentration or no?
Yes. Whenever you take any kind of damage, you have to keep your concentration.
Okay. Watching the fight, does it seem like these things are resilient or just difficult to hit? I don't remember.
Roll an insight. It's really tough to tell. They move pretty fast. Their hands, and they attack by attaching themselves to you. So it's possible that they just like really hard to hit. You don't know anything else.
Okay. I guess I'll just swing at the one closest to me with my sensor.
Okay. That'll do it. Yeah, you do crush down on it.
Okay, it's still going.
Yep.
All right, then I'll swing at it again.
That does hit. It looks like it's pretty bad off, but it is still wiggling and squiggling. Anything else?
No, it's my turn.
Sheila.
All right. These things just don't seem to be taking damage like, one would expect. Looks like we've killed just one of them. And Loki's in the way over there. I can't do fireball.
These two are pretty damaged.
Okay. All right. I'm going to hit those guys with, have one close to do. I'm going to hit them with, my Scorching Ray.
Since you have a creature right next to you, you have disadvantage on ranged attacks.
What if I aim at it?
You still have a disadvantage.
Really?
Whenever you have a creature within 5 feet of you, you have disadvantage on ranged attacks. If you force something to make a saving throw, then it doesn't affect that. Or you can stab it. Melee attacks always work.
I guess I'll stab it. I'll use my... Let's see, what is that special? The Psychic Blade thing. I'll use my action to activate the Psychic Blade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try to hit it with your rapier first.
Yeah.
That's a hit.
Okay.
And then click your Psychic Blade attack.
And
Okay. You have a second attack, right?
Yes. 2. Ugh.
That does not
Did
hit.
that hit? All right. Did that, and I will. I've got Hellish Rebuke lit up, right? So if one of them hits me, I can hit him with that. But I'll use my bonus action to give the person next to me. Who is this here?
Ashe?
Yeah, give Ashe. Who's this one here?
Cahoon.
Cahoon? No, Cahoon just went. So I'm going to give. Who's going to go after? I'll give this lady. I'm going to give her the inspiration. Bardic inspiration.
Okay. Loki.
Yeah, the one that's directly east of me. I'm gonna stick him.
Do it.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm gonna stick him again.
Yep.
I'm consistent there. And you know what? He's still standing there. I'm gonna stick him again.
Yeah, you got it.
And that's it.
All right. I'll have everyone roll insight real quick.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh, Asha.
Sorry, not +4. I didn't uncheck my arms.
All right. Sheila, Aja, and Ashe, you all notice that as you are kind of just plinking away at these creatures, weapon attacks seem to do not as much damage. It seems like these creatures have some kind of ability to withstand just basic damage. Mostly from like weapon strikes. But Ponderance, it is your turn.
Use magical attacks.
Use magic.
Well then, in that case, I'll activate Magical Punch. Up, left from me.
That does hit. You can tell that this hit is going through a lot better than everyone else's.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going.
Yep.
Okay.
Blue punch.
Okay, well, these guys really hurt me, and I know I'm blowing through my key points, but I'm gonna do it again. And flurry of blows.
Do it. And these are
Yeah, my
not as
damage
good.
rolls are poo-poo.
Once more.
Alright. There we go.
That's more like it. Okay. So this one is just barely hanging on. These two down here still have some fight in them, such as this one. And this one looks like it hasn't really been damaged much at all. But let's change that as they start their turn in Spirit Guardians. This one gets vaporized by the guardians that are dancing around.
Yeah.
So does this one. What was the DC on that?
It's like 17, wasn't it?
17, I believe.
Okay. Well, in that case, this one is that. This one dies, and this one's just barely hanging on, but it's still up. So now you've got only 2 left up.
Yay!
And they will continue to fight, attacking Ashe and Loki. What are your ACs? I believe these don't hit, but just making sure.
17.
Loki, what is your AC?
19.
Okay. The only attack that comes in is towards Ashe, and you take 11 bludgeoning, and I'm going to make I want you to make a strength saving throw. You are pummeled by these, by this hand, and but it tries to push you down, but it doesn't succeed. Next up is Hysera. After Aja kind of indicates to use magic, and now that there are a lot less, she's less intimidated by the not as swarm. She will shoot an Eldritch Blast at each one, only hitting the one next to Ashe. Oh my gosh.
Oh, God.
Unfortunately, that does not kill it. But Aja, it is your turn.
Okay. I can guess I'll move here. So I can shoot that one. Bonus action first. Force damage. Planar warrior. How rough are these things looking?
They're looking pretty bad off. This one looks like it could only take 1 hit. This one might take 2.
Okay. And I'll aim my first attack at this one with the planar warrior. But no sharpshooter. But I think I have sneak attack.
Yep.
For the people there. Okay. First hit. 27 plus 2.
Hits.
Or 7 piercing and 12. It would be 6 planar warrior, 6 sneak attack.
You shoot it and pin it to the wall of thorns.
And then I'll do my next attack on this thing. Does this have sneak attack because of Loki?
No, you only get sneak attack once per round.
Ah, I see. Okay. And I can't do planar warrior, so just normal loopy-doop.
That hits.
Okay. I know it's not, it's just a regular old boring arrow, but I end my turn.
Ashe, there is one more of these hand-like creatures left.
I'm totally dead.
Yeah. You cast this spell, and after getting affected by this, it just kind of shrivels up and dies.
Woo!
So you are now all in the room. We'll end it shortly, but what would you like to do in here?
Examine the staff and stuff that Loki got out. See if we can detect magic or something on it.
Oh, you want to look at my staff?
Well, we're here looking for an artifact, aren't we? Does it have that
Oh,
artifact?
this isn't that kind of staff.
You don't think so?
Nah. But here, I pull it out, we look at it, and it's got, so, what's it look like again?
It looks like a wooden staff with a snake head on the top.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's one of these snake dudes.
I heal everyone for 15.
Oh, thank you.
How much does that give? It gives me the same amount, doesn't it? Yes. Okay.
And what happened?
She healed us for 15.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Can I investigate around the room, see if I find anything else?
Yeah.
Other than
Roll investigation. Everyone can
Alrighty.
do this if they like.
Ha!
Aja wants to try and enter the room and gather as many arrows as I can.
Okay. Roll survival.
16.
Do you remember how many you shot?
4.
You get 3 back. All but the one that is pierced into the wall of the thorns. It seems to be lodged in there real good.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay, so you're all looking around, just seeing what is in here. It seems like a very odd room just to have this sarcophagus in here. And then all of these little alcoves with what the arachnid-like hands crawling out of. The place, the pedestal where the skull once was, it looks like the crystal has melted around the side of it, so it's now covering the pedestal, the stone pedestal itself, in sort of a artsy, Salvador Dali sort of way. The skull is in pieces, no longer aflame. Hands are scattered around, and Ashe, as you are just like looking around, you manage to find, I'll say, once this wall of thorns disappears, you manage to find a door leading out of the room.
Oh.
Okay.
Ta-da!
Was that a good place to stop for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.